Hey there, I'm Crystal, founder of HeartStories, and I am here with episode 10 of Sisters on Your Sofa with Charlie Wendell, the founder and executive director of Melody of Hope. Welcome, Charlie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. You look so beautiful in your lighting.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You do too. Absolutely. It's so good to have you here. And we're here on the proverbial sofa together because life is better with sisters. That it is today with HeartStories. What we do is reconnect busy women to inspire joy and courage for living. And the sofa in particular, Sisters on Your Sofa, is all about just having that big sister by your side, the one who's already been there, done that, the one who's not afraid to tell you what she learned and where the pitfalls are to watch out for. So that's why we're here today with Charlie, and just love what you've done in the world and can't wait to learn more about you and what you've learned along the way. So tell us all the things. Where are you from? Tell us about your family, how you ended up in Texas, all of those good things.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again for having me. It's been a joy to watch what y'all do in the community for women for, gosh, 4 or 5 years now. Have you been starting with HeartStories? When did y'all start?
Well, we started late, let's see, 2013, the beginning of 2013. So it's been a while, but Girls Night is in year number 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
That's around the same time I started Melody of Hope was 2013. But yeah, I'm from Celina, Texas. So just, a few miles down the road. I was born and raised there. And I didn't go too far for college. I went to North Texas for my undergrad and my graduate degree. I was there in Denton for about 6 years. And then the Lord gave me
close.
You what?
Oh, I said you stayed close. I love it.
Good. Yeah. Big music school. Obviously, I work in the music industry sort of now. So I love music and, ended up working for a record label for a couple of years while I was doing my graduate degree. And gosh, the Lord, when he calls you to do something, I feel like, at least myself, I stiff arm it for a while. And so he was really calling me to move to Africa. And I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, that's not what you're telling me. I can't do that.
Oh.
So a big part of my story is living in Africa for about a year.
And when was this? When was Africa?
Yeah, this was 2012 to 2013.
Okay.
I went there with a ministry organization called CRU, so Campus Crusade for Christ.
Yes.
And we just ministered. We helped, did humanitarian aid and then did ministry there. And it really was life-changing. I know it sounds cheesy, but it really gave me such a different perspective on, how selfish we are as humans. And then living in America, we're so blessed, and it's just a different perspective. And so that's a really big part of my story and how Melody of Hope got started. I just thought that, there's so much depravity in the world and there's so many opportunities to help just in your backyard. And so that was huge for me to just really start focusing on the local community. And, God called me back after having 2 parasites in Africa, losing like 20 pounds and just
oh my gosh,
having to come home early actually. So, but it was a really good experience. I made some of the best girlfriends that I can imagine, and got back here around 2013 and met my husband. Actually met him a year before I moved to Africa, but it wasn't the right timing.
Yeah. So tell us, okay, so slow down for one sec. I want to hear because I was fascinated to learn about what you do and how in the world did she end up there? So, and I know we're going to get that final moment switch from Africa to Melody of Hope, but what happened before Africa? What was you studied in college and your career before you went to Africa?
Yeah, so like I had mentioned, my undergrad and graduate degree, undergrad is in radio, TV, film with a music minor, and then my graduate degree is music business. And so obviously combining those two kind of led me to want to work in the music industry. So I ended up working for a hip hop record label in Dallas.
No, wait, hold on. Did you, when you say, no, I have to give me all the things. So you combine those two, but you picked those. Were you thinking you were going to be an artist? Were you said it was music management, or what was your plan when you chose your degrees?
So I always wanted to be an A&R rep. So that stands for artist and repertoire. So that's basically a talent scout for the music industry.
Gotcha.
And so A&R reps will go around and, go to, bars and scout talent, go to events and scout talent. And so that was kind of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I got the opportunity to work for a record label. And like I said, it was a hip hop record label, and it was amazing. I worked
Oh,
there for 2 years. I met, oh my gosh, I worked with a lot of bigger named hip hop artists, like, not name dropping, but it was really cool to
yeah. No,
work
name
with,
drop. We want to hear name drop.
oh man, to work with like Lil Wayne and Drake and,
Yes.
Bun B, some of the Houston rappers, and I was the only female, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot from those guys, and I'll never forget it. But it's just a really dark industry.
Yeah.
Just full disclosure, saw some things I probably shouldn't have seen as a 22-year-old
Sure.
girl working in the industry, and it was just late nights. I wouldn't get home till 3 or 4 in the morning, and so just wasn't ideal for a future family. And
Right.
just started feeling like the Lord was like tapping on me a little bit to get out. And so it ended great. Like I said, I'm still friends. One of the guys lives in Frisco that was one of the managers with some producers. So
Very cool.
yeah.
So that's where you were. You were working at the record label when you took the jaunt to Africa. Was Africa supposed to be like a long-term thing? You said you came back early. What was your plan for being in Africa?
Yeah. So during undergrad, I'd actually had volunteered with with Crew, the organization I went to Africa with, and just really started developing a heart for the nations, and just wanting to do something that was just out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
So I visited Africa in March of 2012, and then pretty soon after, like a couple weeks, the Lord was like, "All right, I want you to move here." So
Okay.
yeah,
So it was a move, like you were going to stay.
I was gonna stay. So I was originally gonna stay for 2 years, but then I got two parasites, and so I ended up only being able to stay for a year. But I pretty much knew, the Lord was slowly just calling me there for a year.
Mm,
And
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, I was
So you
able.
came home and then and yeah, so what happened? You came home, wasn't the plan to come home when you did, and then what?
Yeah, so came home early, and I was still working for that organization Crew. But the cool thing is, while I was in Africa, so our team rules, we had to be home by like 8 p.m. before dark. And
Okay.
so, from 8 p.m. to like midnight every single night, I lived there. I had, all this free time, and we were stuck in the house. And so I ended up working on a business plan that I had worked on in college. My undergrad was writing like a thesis and working on like a traveling music business plan. And so I just kind
Oh,
of reformatted that when I was in Africa to reflect, some of the changes that had happened in my life. And that's kind of how the birth plan, not the birth plan. That's how Melody of Hope was birthed.
yes, the
With
birth
I
of
was in
Melody
Africa and
Hope.
the business
Yes.
plan.
I love it. So tell me about then so you were thinking about that, planning that while you were in Africa. You come home and then are you like, let's hit the ground running. I'm going to do this, or did it take some time? What was the process like?
Yeah, so I came home in the summer, so that was like mid-May. And because the organization I worked with students, students are out of school in the summer, so I had all this free time once I got back home. And so
Yes.
actually, it was pretty much like hit the ground running. I spent probably every single day, like 8 hours a day in the Frisco library, just working on this business plan for the nonprofit. And a few weeks after I moved back, actually reconnected with my husband. At Watermark Church, and asked about 25 of my millennial friends if they wanted to jump on this crazy train of starting a nonprofit, and they all said, "Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it."
Oh my gosh. So you had
So yeah,
25
that summer,
millennial friends with you. That's amazing.
yes, I grew up here, so I still, I knew a lot of people, and that's really how we were able to gather that many people together. But we had our first meeting at the Frisco Discovery Center in June of 2013. And then that's pretty much the rest is history. It's grown from there.
That's amazing. So tell us about that business plan. What is the model of the nonprofit Melody of Hope?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, we basically exist to help other nonprofits by building live music programs into their events that they already have going on. So we do that at no cost. And so the only stipulation on who we help is if they're local or not. So that goes
Okay.
back to having a heart for the local community. And so, yeah, we provide that service at no cost to them, just to help them, create another revenue stream by if they want to sell tickets because they have one of our artists, or, just want to take their event to the next level and add a live music component. And so we do that for, pre-COVID life. We had about 80 events for the last couple of years. We've had a lot of events.
Wow, that's amazing.
And we also help for-profit businesses. Sometimes people will call me and be like, hey, can you provide an artist for this like meet and greet we have? I'm showing a house. Can you provide some live music for this piano that's in the house? So it's kind of cool. We get, random opportunities throughout the year for-profit companies as well.
Yes, that's amazing. That's wonderful to hear. There's all kind of opportunities to partner with you. So how has COVID changed? You said pre-COVID, we had 80 events. Like what does that look like now? And what are you guys up to now? And I guess in all of that, how can we support what you're up to?
Thank you so much. So music is one of the most easily transferable spaces from in-person to live, on virtual spaces. And so, we still have we've had about 30 events since COVID, just virtually.
Wow.
Great. Artists are really itching to get out there, and, their revenue streams have just tanked. And so,
right.
We're lucky. We had some grants at the beginning of the year that we have to use for talent. And so it's been great. We've been thriving in this space thanks to our artists. I'm not musically talented. I mean, I can dab in a few things, but these artists are just incredible. There's so much talent out there. And just, nonprofits still need help, and they're still trying to do fundraisers. And, so we're loving the space of helping them virtually.
That's wonderful. So you're doing like online, is it just like online concerts?
Yeah. So we've had, we had in the very beginning of COVID, we had one concert a week. We had a Friday night. It was called Soundcheck. Yeah. And just featuring all of the artists that we had. And so now we're doing monthly virtual shows. But our big event, we've actually just switched it a few weeks ago to, we were having a virtual music festival, but now it is a drive-in, which is great. We are crazy trying to get everything ready. We just made the switch last minute. Our board decided, we really wanted to do something in person for the community, just to give them something to do. And Verona Villa, Jason Young is just so gracious. He gave us a space and said, do whatever you want. It's free. Y'all can do whatever you want. And so it's been a great experience working on this drive-in festival.
So tell us what it's going to be like. What is I know you just came from a meeting. Tell us about your music festival. What is a drive-in music festival? How's it going to go?
Yeah, so we have about 19 artists that are on the roster so far. The meeting I had before this was talking to the potential headliner.
Okay.
We've been trying to secure the headliner, hopefully by Friday. There's so many great artists that we're like, man, we don't really know what's the style and the vibe we want for the headliner, but we think we've got a good one. So we'll let you know as soon as that is announced.
No sneak information during our call today.
I can tell you that I did submit an offer to some artist, but I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And maybe by the time this airs, you will be, it'll be about, and we can link to it.
But you just never know. The artists, they haven't gotten back to me and let me know, so I'm waiting on their management. But it's been a fun ride trying to get a headliner, and we've been working on it for about 4 weeks now.
Wow. I love it. And it's a good thing that that's what you're a pro at. So that's perfect.
I don't know about being a pro, which is, what I talk about, wearing many hats as a business owner and a woman. I just, I don't know about pro, but the key to having a successful business is surrounding yourself with smarter people. And
absolutely.
So we have like 8 board members that are just incredibly intelligent and just in their different skill sets, and like 30 committee members. And so that's really the key, is having a team that supports you and are smarter than you.
Yeah, totally. I agree 1000%. Okay, so tell us then, two of my favorite questions when we're on the sofa. I mean, it's the same thing. The team that's around you, the people who are smarter than you, have been through things that you haven't yet. As our sister on the sofa, tell us what is one, like, what's your best advice? If you had a little sister sitting next to you, starting down a road of, let's just call it something new. Doesn't have to be a new business, but it could be like, the world's totally different. I feel like each day is something brand new for all of us. What's your best advice for like just in general, what's your best sisterly advice? But I think especially given the time that we don't know what tomorrow holds under any circumstance, we're just kind of all flying blind right now. But what's your best advice right now?
Yeah, so best advice, and I do not do a good job of this, but my best advice would probably be don't sweat the small stuff.
Sure.
A lot of times when you're in business or even when you're doing events, like people don't notice the small things. And,
Right.
as long as you're putting your heart and soul into it and you really feel like, you are the talent and the skill set that the Lord gave you, that you're using that to your best ability, then it'll come together and he'll provide. And I can't tell you how many times that we've been doing events and I'm running around like a crazy person and there's one little thing that no one's going to notice and, it ends up being great. So the small stuff will get you and, that will start weighing on your thoughts as a person. Am I able to do this? Am I capable? And, you are. The Lord is giving you a skill set and a talent and you can do it.
So good. So good. So what in this time of your life right now, what is bringing you the most hope and joy?
Oh my gosh. Just family, the holidays. Honestly, I am
Mhm.
thinking I'm just looking forward to the holidays, spending time with my family. And, while work is great and it's biblical and it's fulfilling, your family is, that's eternal. And that's something that I'm working on, focusing more on is spending time with my family. I have a 3-year-old and, she's just getting big so fast. And so we're really,
Yes.
my husband, like I said, he has his own business too. And so I'm just waiting for, a little quiet time, some chill time, just some rest and time with family. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's giving me hope.
Good. That's amazing. Looking and anticipating the holidays. I love it. Well, thank
Yes.
you so much for spending time with us today. We will post links to the Melody of Hope Music Festival. It is the drive-in music festival.
Yes.
We'll post the links in the comments and send people. Oh, there it is. Encore. I love
Yes.
it. So we'll post the links and send everybody your way. But we really appreciate you being here and sharing just a little bit of your story and your wisdom and encouragement. So thank you, Charlie. You are such a gift.
Thank you, Crystal. And thank y'all, HeartStories, for being a sponsor of our festival. We are so excited. Y'all are such a light in the community. And so I feel so blessed to have you as, on our team and helping. And we want to help y'all any way that we can too.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Mwah.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.